Now at 11, let's ride Broncos country. Football is back.
I feel this season is going to be the season for us. This is the same excitement we had when Manning came into town.
I am so pumped up and ready.
I did find the youngest fan in line. This is Dominic, buddy. I love the jersey. Are you loving it?
Yeah.
Now, I asked you earlier how long you've been a Broncos fan, and what did you say?
The past month.
A month. He's also the newest Broncos fan out there. And then the reason he said was because before he was a Seahawks fan. I get it. You're following Wilson. Are you excited for today?
Yeah, very.
New team, new coach, new leadership. We have team coverage as your new Broncos take the field for the new season today.
Thanks for joining us on Denver 7 News at 11. I'm Micah Smith. It's a big day for Broncos fans. Training camp is back. We have team coverage. Meteorologist Lisa Hidalgo is cooking up a perfect forecast for football. But we begin with Denver 7's Brian Sanders, who's been talking with fans anxious to see the team in action. Brian.
Yeah, a new era begins for the Denver Broncos today, day one of training camp here at Dove Valley, and fans were lined up as early as 5 o'clock last night, camping out for the opportunity to see this team in action for the first time today. In talking to fans who have followed the team for decades, it is a buzz and an enthusiasm that they haven't seen since Peyton Manning was here and they were winning Super Bowls, and certainly they want to see that playoff caliber team return. The excitement flows from the top down, starting with head coach Nathaniel Hackett, who was hugging players as they reported for training camp yesterday. And of course, the new face of the franchise, quarterback Russell Wilson, a proven winner, 11-year veteran, 9-time Pro Bowler and Super Bowl champ, who has taken over the offense and brings a national following and presence with him. And fans want to know what kind of chemistry and leadership is he going to develop with this team throughout training camp.
I think everyone's looking at the quarterback situation, but there's a lot of cool rookies we have going on too, and it's just, I don't know, just exciting. As a Bronco fan, this is probably the most excited. We got a new coach, we got a new QB, got a whole new thing going on, and I think most Bronco fans feel the same way.
So a lot of orange and blue out here, fans who have been following the team for decades and have season tickets, and they want to know if the number 3 jersey will eventually be as revered as the number 7 and number 18 are in franchise history. A lot of football action out here, running drills. Fans will see the team running 11-on-11 drills out here, and there are autograph sessions after each of the 14 open practices to the public leading up to their first preseason game. But do dress for the weather. It's going to be hot, it might be rainy, but hopefully that won't keep any of the excitement away. Live from Dove Valley, Brian Sanders, Denver 7.
And there's certainly a lot to be excited about there, Brian. Team coverage continues with Broncos superfan Lisa Hidalgo. Lisa, I hope you and everyone out there brought some extra water today because camp is looking hot.
Yeah, you know, I have to tell you, it's Colorado. You have to layer up. This morning we had fans huddled out here in line with blankets, jackets, layers. Now everybody's sweating. It's getting pretty toasty out here. Take a look. Right now we're looking at temperatures that are already creeping up into the 80s, upper 70s and low 80s out here at Dove Valley. It's a beautiful day though, and we've got a light breeze that just started to kick up, which helps. It definitely helps when you're sweating out here. We will heat up into the low 90s this afternoon. We're going to hit a high of right around 92 degrees here in Denver today. There is a risk of severe weather. Now, things got a little bumpy in some neighborhoods yesterday. Some of you saw barely just a little bit of rain. Others, we had flooding rains, even some tornadoes on the eastern plains, and that little area there over the northeastern corner of the state where we could see more severe weather. We're going to take a closer look at that, and we're going to talk at some of these fans. There's a fun fan zone over here. Micah, I'm going to test my arm with the football a little bit later. Didn't go that well this morning, but I did test my credit card. That worked. What do you think about these beauties? Are these not the most amazing socks you've ever seen?
I'm going to need to borrow those.
I can tell you want a pair for Christmas.
Yeah, for sure. We'll get ready to buy single game tickets for the Broncos next week. Even half-price tickets will go on sale Tuesday at 10 o'clock. 2,000 of those tickets will be available for each of the team's 8 home games. Tickets are limited to 4 per household. And as we're getting ready for training camp today, we're also waiting for Hall of Fame news. 3 former Broncos are semifinalists for the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Randy Gardeshar, Mike Shanahan, and Dan Reeves are nominated in the seniors and coaches categories. Shanahan led the Broncos to back-to-back Super Bowls. All 3 are very deserving of the honor. The finalists will be announced later today. Stay with Denver 7 throughout the day for the latest from Dove Valley. Our Denver 7 sports team will have a complete wrap of the day on Denver 7 News at 4. New at 11, President Biden is now testing negative for COVID after being sick for 6 days. According to a note from his doctor this morning, the president's symptoms are, quote, almost completely resolved, and he can discontinue isolation. President Biden tweeted a photo of his negative test with the caption, "Thanks, Doc." The president reflected on his illness and the length of the pandemic in an address from the White House Rose Garden.
In fact, this new variant that infected me is getting a lot of people infected all around the world, not just here in the United States. We should take precautions to try to slow the spread of this virus. My administration has made billions of dollars in funding available to improve ventilation in our schools and our public buildings. We've made tests widely available so you can take one before attending a large indoor gatherings or visiting with high-risk individuals. We've made high-quality masks available for free, so you should consider wearing a mask when you're in a crowded indoor public place.
The doctor says President Biden will wear a mask for 10 days. Colorado school districts are laying out their plans to prevent the spread of COVID in the classroom. At Aurora Public Schools, students and staff who test positive will be required to isolate for 5 days. Students who develop symptoms will be asked to stay home. Masks will not be required on buses or in classrooms. Denver Public Schools tells us its guidance will be the same as the end of last school year. Students will not be required to wear masks, but they're still highly encouraged. They also have a 5-day isolation period. If you're a parent wanting to get your child vaccinated, the state is hosting vaccine clinics today, one at Children's Hospital Colorado's North Campus in Broomfield and one at the South Campus in Highlands Ranch. The clinics will be from noon until 7. Now to the major decision today regarding your money. The cost of borrowing is expected to increase again as the Federal Reserve raises key interest rates. It's all an attempt to stop the rising cost of just about everything. ABC's Mona Karsar-Abdi has the details.
This morning, the Federal Reserve is expected to stay on its aggressive path toward fighting America's record high inflation by raising interest rates for the 4th time this year. The Fed is likely to increase interest rates 3/4 of a point, the same as last month's rate hike. That means for the average credit card balance of $5,010, today's hike would cost an extra $283 in interest before it's paid off. Payments would also be higher for anyone borrowing to buy a car or a home, though it would only affect people buying after the rate hike. The Fed's goal is to slow the economy down by making borrowing more expensive, which should bring down inflation. Now, some signs previous rate hikes are having an impact. Walmart cut its profit outlook, saying customers are spending less. And gas prices are falling fast. The average price of a gallon is now $4.32, down 58 cents from 1 month ago. Yesterday, the president's top economic advisor would not say if he believes inflation has peaked.
The reduction in gas prices that you've seen over the last couple of weeks is providing some measure of breathing room. Not enough, but some measure of breathing room.
Another bright spot, prices for airline travel are dropping significantly. The average airfare for a round-trip domestic flight this fall is only $298, down from May when the average fare topped $400. Mona Karsar-Abdi, ABC News, New York.
A report out tomorrow will show if the economy shrank for a second straight quarter, the technical definition of a recession. And new this hour, after weeks of delays, shareholders for Spirit Airlines are voting right now on whether to accept Frontier's takeover bid. Frontier is based in Denver and employs about 5,000 workers. The deal had been up in the air because JetBlue offered a competing bid. The stockholders' poll will be open through 2 o'clock Mountain Time. We're expecting to hear the results soon afterwards. If Frontier and Spirit combine, they will make the nation's 5th largest airline. And new this morning, a special gift for a local veteran who went above and beyond the call of duty. Plus, Denver is bringing back an event to celebrate the spirit of the Mile High City. We're talking Denver Days with the mayor next.